Hey guys, this is Love is Dead coming to you with another installment of the Dota 2 Noobs replays, and we got a fun one for you tonight. Um, and I'm broadcasting with Fellner. He had his own stream up for a couple games, and now I'm broadcasting some of the replays with him. So he's going to take over the Radiant side, and why don't you take us from there?
All right, so how you guys doing? As you said, I do have my own stream. I like to stream a couple of these games as long as playing them. But enough of that about me. Let's get to this game. So today we're having Japanese playing Windrunner. We have Feeder McThrowsalot as our Juggernaut. Looks like we're gonna have Zack Attack in mid by himself playing Viper. Our top lane's gonna consist both Catchy as our Death Prophet, who recently just got a buff in the most recent patch, which actually really wasn't noted. Her exorcism range was both buffed, and the speed of the ghosts themselves. And finally, we have Dropkick 83 playing as our Tidehunter.
Alright, and if we go up to the top lane of the Dire, we got R Chaos. I got your name right this time. He's playing Spirit Breaker. We got Captain Walmart as Life Stealer. You got KG taking the middle lane solo as Mirana.
The battle begins.
And we got Tasty Cakes playing Venomancer and SM. I'm just going to call him SM. Or maybe I'll just call him Dot. I don't know. But he's going to play Dazzle. And they're going to take the bottom lane. So I want to point out immediately one thing is that we got Lifestealer on the top lane with Spirit Breaker. Lifestealer's ability, his ulti, allows him to infest a target, and it could be a friendly target, and he will jump out of that target upon whenever he wants. I think you just gotta hit a button, and and deals damage. So you can hide him, and I think they're gonna try to hide him inside Spirit Breaker, dash into the game with that initiation.
Yeah, it's an amazing initiate because it gets the Spirit Breaker basically in there and gets a charge off, along with having Lifestealer kind of break out. It does tons of damage as an initiator while he's stunned. Then you have Lifestealer slow and rage right on top of him. It closes that entire gap that Lifestealer needs, so then your entire team can just jump in.
And I guess obviously we got a solo top lane because Lifestealer is in the jungle. That gives our Chaos a little bit more XP, and same thing with Captain Walmart. He won't fall behind in XP or gold since he's jungling, and our Chaos will get a little bit of a boost playing on his own, so long as he doesn't get killed.
Yeah, Lifestealer is definitely one of the better junglers there are. There's Axe is a really good jungler along with Darkseer. Creep stacking is one of the strongest things with Darkseer, which make him such a viable jungler. He could get level 5 within about 4 minutes of the game starting, 4 or 5 minutes.
I do really like playing on Darkseer, but haven't really been too successful with him. Gotta work on that. Gotta work on that jungling.
Yeah, it's probably the most difficult part of the game. Unfortunately for the Radiant, they don't necessarily have a jungler on their side, but Windrunner is just kind of sitting in the bushes right now, possibly looking to get an initiate on either the Dazzle or Venomancer. But it looks like they're just playing pretty passively right now.
Yeah, Windrunner is kind of in there, kind of walking around a little bit. Let's see, does she have Power Shot? Yep, she's got Power Shot, she's got Shackle Shot. So she could do a little bit of an initiation if she hits it right.
Yeah, it's a little strange. She just hit level 2. So she's fallen a little bit behind right now. She must have been just wandering the jungle for a little bit, possibly just looking for an early gank.
So I think Feeder this far, I haven't seen him play anything other than a carry in any of the games so far.
I haven't seen Feeder play that much.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent shackle from
excellent
the
shackle
Windrunner.
on one another, getting both of them stuck.
Yeah, the power shot will hit the Venomancer, but that's about it. He will be able to escape this. This shouldn't be first blood, unless he gets greedy.
Does he get greedy? He does love he loves his man fights.
Yeah, luckily Windrunner was low on mana and wasn't able to capitalize on that shackle.
So one thing interesting about the shackle shot is that I saw this in one of the pro matches, one of the pro VODs over on joindota.com. The shackle shot can actually shackle to an invisible opponent right now.
Yes, I'm not sure. Really, an actual invisible one.
Yeah,
Like I know someone can. Wow.
yeah, it was the Windrunner was inside their base on the dire side, shot out a shackle shot, and hit one of the Radiant as well as one that was invisible.
Wow. Shackle shot is good on its own, but that just makes it even more incredible.
Yeah, the commentators weren't sure if that was intended or not. If that's like a bug that they need to fix, or if that'll be changed at all.
Well, right now, like even if you're invisible, you're able to dodge a lot of damage. Like you could dodge incoming projectiles, and even Zeus's ultimate, you could dodge the damage from it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if Venomancer is going to use his invisibility rune at all here, or if he's just looking for it to take rune control.
It really depends how far out these guys get. Oh, and he will come out of the invisibility.
So
but nothing really will happen.
So I guess you're just trying to use it to control it. So for people that don't know, runes come up at time of 0 and then respawn every 2 minutes on either top or bottom, which is why these observer wards are important here in these two spots.
Yeah, and the ward placement is completely random. It's 50-50 at first. After it's placed at either top or bottom, it's 10% less likely to appear there. So if it appeared top, the next time it's going to spawn, it's 40% chance top, 60% chance bottom, until it will spawn bottom again.
I didn't know it was so it's slightly less random?
Yeah, it's slightly less random, but it still can spawn twice at top.
So what are we doing for last hits on this in this middle lane here? We got Zack Attack. Where is he? Zack Attack's got 17 versus Mirana's 14. So they're both pretty even so far.
One thing to note is that Captain Walmart is doing a really good job in the jungle. He's already at 24 last hits, which is more than anyone else in the game right now.
Lifestealer just able to power through that jungle.
We will have Tide going for the Spirit Breaker up top. Ultimate to try to stay alive. He dodges the Batwing, and he will escape just barely. His ultimate saved him there. The ultimate, he was invulnerable when the Crypt Swarm went right through him.
I almost missed that. Thank you for catching it.
Dangerous. Almost first blood.
Almost first blood. Dangerous to lose that much health early on in the game. You lose a lot of experience running back.
Yeah, a ton of experience, and that's why regen is one of the most important things in early game. You might say, nah, I could skip it. It's a good thing to have.
It is. Now, I'm not sure Captain Walmart, he just pulled the creeps. I'm not sure if that was a good idea because there is no one to defend the top tower at all.
It's fine right now since their creep wave is already at their tower, at the Radiant side's tower, basically. So another creep wave is coming in right now, and they'll be able to defend the tower along with the creep wave that was pulled to deal with the jungle creeps.
Alright, I guess it was a good call then.
Yeah. It basically forces the lane back without having to worry about having another creep fight down in the Radiant side where they can farm it a lot safer.
So how do you think the team fight is looking on the Dire side? I'm sorry, the Radiant side.
Radiant side is looking okay simply because of Tidehunter. Tidehunter's got an incredible ultimate that just screams team fight. Shackles, if they're landed properly, can take out 2 enemy heroes at once for I think it's about 3.5 seconds. Yeah, 3.75, so it's even longer. And with that much time, a Viper can do incredible damage. While on the other side, if Mirana is one of the better late game carries, and Dazzle just keeps entire teams alive. So if they're able to focus down the Viper just with one of the openings with the Spirit Breaker Lifestealer combo that you were talking about earlier, I think they're going to have a great chance in the team fight. So it's how the game is going to be played and how it's initiated, I think, is where it's going to come down to it.
Yeah, so let me read off what the Dazzle ability that really sells him is. It's called Shallow Grave. And what it is an ally blessed with the Shallow Grave, no matter how close to death, cannot die until its protection ends. And it looks like they're trying to make a gank. They'll finish that one off on Windrunner. That was pretty easy.
Yeah, and that will be first blood. So unfortunately, the Windrunner was just caught out a little too far. She knew that there was 3 there, The Juggernaut made it back. They were originally focusing on him, but Winter just got a little greedy, moved out forward, and got ganked.
And I think there one of the important things about that gank was that they didn't know the gank was coming in. You really don't want to give the other team vision of where you are.
Exactly. The thing that showed off that the gank was coming was Mirana's arrow flying out of the forest.
And where did Mirana head? Mirana headed back, so let's see, who is missing from middle lane? Oh, Viper, I guess I missed a kill here.
Viper, oh wow. He must have gone top? I'm not even sure.
Nah, he should have been able to take them at top. I'm not sure. Maybe Mirana got a lucky kill.
Oh, he did die in mid lane. So yeah, Mirana must have came in with the double damage. Did some work.
Yeah. Well, that was a good one for KG, coming down, doing the gank, and then coming back up and getting another kill.
Yeah, and that's 2 for Mirana now, and if she gets any kind of farm ahead, she's kind of like a Drow, where she's a really, really strong late game carry. The Spirit Breaker was in a little bit of trouble there, but they shouldn't chase any further. Spirit Breaker does have that speed on them at the moment.
Yeah, he was up a little bit far for a solo lane. He doesn't really have to press. Just let Lifestealer, just don't die and let Lifestealer do his thing.
Yeah, an interesting part about Lifestealer that a lot of people who may not have played him might not know is that the faster he moves, the more damage he does. That's why getting an empowering haste early on is not only awesome because you move a lot faster, but it also increases your damage, and then picking up your boots slightly later while farming, which our Vanguard, wow, let me retry that. Our Spirit Breaker is currently farming for a Vanguard and skipping boots because of the 4 points in empowering haste. There we go, that was much better.
Nice job. Alright, so one thing also I want to point out to all the new players is if you have a bottle and you get a rune, if your bottle is empty, when you get the rune, it refreshes your bottle. So you get the whatever rune for activation, and at whenever you want, except there's a time limit, you know, it'll pop eventually on its own. And you get your bottle refreshed.
Exactly, so make sure to share it if you're at full health and you still have charges, someone's nearby without it. Just tell them to take a couple sips of it, give it back to you, then you just refill it.
Just don't drop it.
Yeah, don't do that.
And also, I guess another item that you don't want to drop is the Gem of True Sight. If you've seen that, that'll give you True Sight in a radius around your character, except if you die, that gem falls to the ground, allowing the enemy team to pick it up.
Yeah, and True Sight will allow you to see things like wards or invisible characters like Ricky or Weaver.
Hang on, we got something going on the top lane here. We have Tidehunter coming out with an ultimate to try to stop up and...
Ooh, Tidehunter actually manages to get Spirit Break. That was the problem. They were chasing a Death Prophet. You do not do that with his ultimate. Unless you can close in and kill her, you are in deep trouble. It just constantly does damage. She runs away, doesn't take any.
Certainly, commentating Dota 2 is definitely going to improve my ability to speak really fast.
Yes, it's generally part of the. I guess it's one of the requirements you need.
So there we go. We got Mirana coming in on Viper, able to just get the kill, even with the tower.
Yeah, haste is absolutely fantastic, especially for Mirana. She just gets in nice and close every time, just stutter steps, and then with haste she's able to make a speedy